Good morning and welcome in on this Wednesday. Dan Hardenbrook coming to you from the Duke Sport Shop Studios, downtown Newberry. Glad to have you along as we take a look at your latest local news from around the region. It is your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. As always, your local news on Wednesdays brought to you by the Newberry News. Check out this week's front page headlines. Relisted. An update on gray wolf protections being reinstated. The DNR offering a free fishing weekend this weekend. Lewis County Pet Pals hosting a pet food pantry. Latest COVID numbers by county. The community mourning the loss of a 5th grade student, and Rob Rubik's journey from Newberry to the NFL. Those stories and more available in this week's edition of the Newberry News. Available now. In your local news this morning, 2 men who were arrested and charged in a kidnapping case that took place in Paradise in 2019 were sentenced in the 50th Circuit Court yesterday. 70-year-old John Steigler and 56-year-old George Cunningham were originally arrested and charged in the case relating to a premeditated abduction of a 5-year-old Paradise boy. The Honorable Judge James P. Lambros of the 50th Circuit Court sentenced the 2 men yesterday. Cunningham receives 39.5 to 50 years, while his co-defendant Steigler was sentenced to 26.6 years to 50 years following charges in the case. Cunningham and Steigler were tried jointly by Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Kristen N. Giome. Over the 5-day trial, jurors viewed approximately 42 pieces of evidence, heard from 22 witnesses in the case relating to the events that transpired March 13th of 2019 when the 2 men carried out the premeditated plan to kidnap Cunningham's biological child that had been removed from his care when he was 11 months old after Cunningham was arrested and ultimately convicted of sexually assaulting his daughter in a previous case. In the end, the jury found both defendants guilty of all charges. Cunningham was found guilty on 1 count child abuse first degree, 1 count armed robbery, 1 count home invasion first degree, 4 counts of unlawful imprisonment, and 1 count of kidnapping. Steigler received charges and was found guilty on armed robbery, first degree home invasion, unlawful imprisonment, and a count of kidnapping as well. The case was originally set for trial in September of 2019. As prosecution was prepared to go forward, the defense requested an adjournment, which the court granted. The next trial date coincided with the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the case was held up until August of last year when the trial was finally held. Sentencing typically occurs approximately 6 weeks from the verdict, but the defense continued to request adjournments until the case was finally concluded with sentencing yesterday. The Newberry Area Ministerial Association and the Lewis County Link are announcing details of their next upcoming mobile food pantry. That'll be February 24th. Distribution will start at 2 o'clock at the Lewis County Community Resource and Recreation Center on West Helen Street. It'll be a drive-through distribution format. You're asked to stay in your vehicle, have space cleared and ready for volunteers to load the food. It'll run while supplies last. The local food pantries continue to be sponsored locally by the Newberry Area Ministerial Association and the Lewis County Link. Police searched the home of the former chief of staff for State Representative Lee Chatfield in relation to the investigation into a sexual assault case. Chatfield, who is the former Speaker of the House and a representative in northern Michigan and the eastern UP, has come under fire in recent months as he continues to be investigated on charges of sexual assault. Police searched the home of Rob Menard on Tuesday morning. Menard was the chief of staff for the former Speaker of the House. The Michigan Attorney General's office confirmed that Michigan State Police troopers were at the house as part of an ongoing investigation, but did not say if it was related to the Chatfield case. Both Menard and his wife worked for Chatfield during his time in Lansing. In January, reports surfaced that the state police in northern Michigan were investigating Chatfield after a woman accused him of sexually assaulting her multiple times, beginning when she was a 14 or 15-year-old student at the school where Chatfield was working. Chatfield has since denied the claims, saying instead it was a consensual affair and that he had no wrongdoing in the case. The Top of the Lake Snowmobile Museum in Newberry is getting ready for one of their biggest weekends of the year. The 30th annual Top of the Lake Snowmobile Show and Ride will take place this coming weekend. This year's featured sled is the Keekhaffer Mercury. The event gets underway Friday morning with breakfast from 8 until 10 at the Newberry Pavilion, followed by the annual ride to Cranberry Lodge at 11 a.m. That's open to all snowmobiles. From 3 until 7, there'll be a gathering at the Top of the Lake Snowmobile Museum in Newberry, and at 6:30 p.m. a night ride and bonfire at the Millicoken Bridge. Saturday is show day at the Top of the Lake Snowmobile Show and Ride. Lineup and registration will be from 8 until 10 with the snowmobile show and display of sleds from 10 until 3. From 4:30 until 5:30, there'll be a banquet at the Garfield Township Hall in Engadine. And from 5:30 until 8:30, there'll be activities including a guest speaker, merchant drawings, 50/50, and raffle prizes, plus an auction as well. For more information, you can contact the museum at 906-477-6298 or send an email to info@snowmobilemuseum.com. You can also go to snowmobilemuseum.com or topofthelake.org for more information. The DNR is reminding Michigan residents that the upcoming winter free fishing weekend will be this coming weekend. Department of Natural Resources holds 2 annual free fishing weekends each year, one in the winter and one in the summer. As part of the free fishing weekends, you do not need a fishing license or recreation passport to get into state parks and boating access sites. The goal is to promote angling to those that are new to the sport, get more people interested in the outdoors. The DNR says that they have seen a positive increase in outdoor recreation, including fishing, through the weekends. The summer event will take place in mid-June. For more information, you can visit your local DNR office. All rules and regulations still must be followed. You can get guidebooks at any local DNR license retailer. That is a look at your latest local news this morning. It is your Newberry News Update here on M123 FM, brought to you this morning by the Newberry News. Hey, it's Wednesday. Don't forget, pick up your copy, the latest edition of the Newberry News, available now. Time now to check in with sports this morning. Boys basketball action last night. Newberry gets the victory over the Pickford Panthers in a hard-fought EUP conference matchup. Newberry hangs on for a 64-56 victory. Indians will be off for the remainder of this week as they get ready for the stretch run of their season. In the girls' varsity matchup last night, it was all Pickford as the Lady Panthers jumped all over Newberry, won the contest by a score of 82-39. Pickford has clinched this year's EUP Conference Championship. Boys basketball action tonight. Engadine will host Manistee in a JV and varsity doubleheader. JV contest will start at 6 o'clock. Varsity to follow. Tip-off right around 7:30. Live video coverage available on M123 FM in the EUP Sports Network. Michigan State suffered one of its toughest losses of the season last night. The Spartans blew a 14-point second-half lead and lost to Penn State by a score of 62-58. It was the third loss in 4 games for Coach Izzo and company. After the game, Izzo was so upset with his players that he did not make them available to the media for post-game questions. Penn State was just 9-12 on the season, 4-9 in Big Ten Conference play. They pulled off the upset. Michigan State, who was ranked number 19th in the country, falls to 19-6 overall, 10-4 in Big Ten play. They're now 2 games behind first place Illinois in the Big Ten regular season standings. Your latest local weather forecast for the day today, bit of a warm-up. Slight chance of rain and freezing drizzle, rain and snow mix. Highs today, mid to upper 30s, south winds 10 to 15. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles per hour. For your Thursday, 20% chance of snow, cloudy, a high in the upper teens. Wind chill values back around 0. North winds 10 to 15. Friday, snow showers likely, increasing clouds, a high in the mid-teens. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. This is your latest news, sports, and weather. It's your Newberry News Update here on M123 FM.